Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I want to share a powerful story about one simple truth. Confidence begins with you. Let's dive in. Imagine standing backstage, your heart pounding so loudly, it seems louder than the crowd outside. Your hands are trembling, and your mind is consumed by a single question. What if I fail? Now let me ask you another question. What if the only thing standing between you and success is your own belief in yourself? This is the story of a boy named Tom. Tom was a normal student in class 10. He wasn't the smartest in his class. He wasn't the fastest runner or the best singer. If you asked his classmates to describe him, they would probably say, he's quiet. But there was one thing very few people knew about Tom. Every night, after everyone in his house had gone to sleep, he would stand in front of the mirror and imagine himself giving powerful speeches. He dreamed of inspiring people one day. The problem wasn't his talent. The problem was his confidence. Whenever he had to speak in front of people, his voice trembled, his hands shook, his mind went blank. So he convinced himself of something dangerous. Maybe I'm just not meant for this. Days turned into months. Whenever teachers asked for volunteers, Tom looked down. Whenever competitions were announced, he remained silent. He wasn't losing because others were better. He was losing because he never gave himself a chance. One day, the school announced a state-level speech competition. The winner would represent the school in front of hundreds of students. Everyone expected the confident students to participate. Then something unexpected happened. Their English teacher, Mrs. Sharma, walked up to Tom. "I want you to represent our school." Tom laughed nervously. "Ma'am, I think you've chosen the wrong student." She smiled. "No, Tom, I chose the right student. The only person who thinks otherwise is you." Those words stayed in his mind. That evening, Tom sat alone in his room. He looked at the application form. His heart wanted to sign it. His fear wanted to tear it apart. After almost an hour, he picked up a pen. His hand shook as he wrote his name. That single signature became the first act of confidence. Not because he wasn't afraid, but because he acted despite the fear. Practice began. The first rehearsal was a disaster. He forgot half his speech. Some students giggled. Someone whispered, "He's definitely not winning." Tom went home feeling embarrassed. He stood in front of the mirror again. This time, he didn't imagine success. He imagined quitting. Just then, his grandfather entered the room. Without saying anything, he placed an old cracked clay pot on the table. "Do you know why I never throw this pot away?" he asked. Tom shook his head. His grandfather smiled. "When I was young, I made this with my own hands. It isn't perfect. It has cracks." He paused. "But every crack reminds me that improvement comes after mistakes, not before them." Then he looked into Tom's eyes. "If you fear making mistakes, you'll never become stronger." That night, Tom understood something. Confidence doesn't come first. Courage comes first. Confidence follows. From the next morning, everything changed. He woke up early, practiced every day. He recorded himself speaking, corrected every mistake, read books aloud, learned to breathe slowly before speaking. Every day he improved by just 1%. Some days were good, some were terrible, but he refused to stop. Because for the first time, he wasn't trying to impress others. He was trying to become better than the person he had been yesterday. Finally, competition day arrived. The auditorium was packed. More than 500 students filled the seats. Judges sat in the front row. The spotlight shone brightly on the stage. Tom's name was announced. His heartbeat raced. Hands were cold. Old fear returned. A voice inside whispered, "Run away." But another voice answered, "You've worked too hard to quit now." He took one deep breath, one step, then another, and walked onto the stage. For a few seconds, silence. He looked at the audience. Hundreds of faces stared back at him. Then he remembered something his teacher had once told him. "Don't speak to impress people. Speak to connect with them." He smiled and began. At first his voice was soft, then stronger, then filled with confidence. People listened carefully. Some nodded, some smiled. The judges wrote notes. For the first time in his life, Tom wasn't speaking with fear. He was speaking with belief. When he finished, the hall became silent for 1 second. Then suddenly, thunderous applause echoed across the auditorium. Students stood on their feet. Teachers clapped proudly. His parents had tears in their eyes. Mrs. Sharma smiled, not because Tom had delivered a perfect speech, but because he had defeated the person who had always held him back. His own self-doubt. The results were announced. Third place, second place. Then the announcer said, and the winner is Tom Mehta. The auditorium erupted with cheers. He walked onto the stage to receive his trophy. Everyone saw the winner, but nobody saw the hundreds of moments before that victory. The moments when he wanted to quit, the mornings he practiced, the mistakes he corrected, the fear he faced. That trophy wasn't made of metal. It was made of courage. Years later, Tom became a motivational speaker. People often asked him, "What's the secret of your confidence?" They expected him to mention talent, or luck, or success. Instead, he always smiled and said, "I wasn't born confident. I simply stopped waiting for confidence to arrive. I started taking small steps while I was still afraid. And every step made me stronger." So today, ask yourself one question. How many dreams have you postponed because you were waiting to feel confident? The truth is, confidence is not a gift. It is a decision. It begins the moment you stop saying, "I can't," and start saying, "I'll try." Remember, a tiny seed never waits to become a tree before breaking through the soil. It grows because it begins. A bird doesn't wait until it's fearless before flying. It flies, and confidence comes with every flap of its wings. Your journey is no different. Don't wait until you feel ready. Don't wait until every fear disappears. Take the first step. Learn, fail, rise again. Because the strongest confidence isn't built by never falling. It's built by standing up every single time you do. So whenever life asks, "Who believes in you?" look in the mirror, smile, and answer with confidence, "I do." Because every great achievement, every dream, every success, and every victory starts with one simple truth. Confidence begins with you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this story reminded you that confidence doesn't come from others. ID begins with you. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring stories. Until next time, keep believing in yourself. Take care.